option.
Tower has looked better.
Switch to colorblind mode. Onto the Bane. He respawned actually pretty quickly. Boogie starts to move through with Solari. They're both smoked up, moving towards the mid lane. And Cancel's still there as well. There might be a little bit more of a rotation as Jackal is ready with a charge. They'll smoke up and maybe start to put some pressure onto Sing Sing. Smoke rotation from the Radiant side goes into the jungle, and Shadow Fiend will scout out. Maybe he decides to get aggressive here. There's going to be the charge out on the Sing Sing. He's going to be Fiend scripted up. There's the double edge. I don't see him getting out of this one at all. They're going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at him. Meanwhile, at top, Power in the middle of the trees, playing up with the Shadow Fiend. So one smoke rotation is going to do well, and Cancel's also going to get a tower out of it. The other smoke rotation is not going to hit enough.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Boogie will be scoured out, and that centaur could definitely get a stomp if he wanted to, but looks like he's having mercy.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Power keeps moving around the top. He's been doing a pretty huge amount of damage. If we look at it, he's doing 108 per hit, and they're going to be able to kill off the centaur. Wasn't even able to get off a stomp. Poor guy, honestly. Sing Sing still farms up ridiculously well, and top three slots on the net worth chart. See, talking is difficult sometimes. Are going to be filled by the Radiant side, and Solari keeps on going here. I don't know if he's been scoured out at all.
Snow fortified their structures.
Meanwhile, at bottom, they're going to have an infest into Jackal. He gets the stomp off. Nicely dodged by Boogie. He'll throw out the stomp, but Sing Sing absolutely has to get back in. His infest is down. Still has the rage available, but the swap can bring it back if it gets in range. They're going to charge forward, trying to get there. Oh, they guessed wrong. They think that he goes into the trees. Still looking for PMA to get up there. He's nearly throws out the Nightmare, but Sing Sing gets the rage off just in time. So Sing Sing gets out of that aggression. They have a lot to be able to deal with him, and a couple of Blink Daggers being bought up now. One for the Centaur, one for the Enigma. Meanwhile, at bottom, they've got the Shadow Fiend up in the air with the Telekinesis, and that Death Requiem is going to be the only one that comes out. Power could keep the Swarter out of here. I believe hitting the stomp with the Centaur there. But still, Beans want to get something done at bottom. Want to take that last tier 1 tower down. It's very low already. Centaur needing to try to keep things out, but now the Midas from Sexy Bambo very quickly is going to turn that Centaur into gold. And a little bit of XP as well. They look like they still want to go onto this tier 2 tower. Centaur charge is down for another 30 seconds, and they're going to go forward. Blink Dagger available for the Enigma, and he goes right in, and they're going to kill the Vengeful Spirit out of this. Now the Centaur could be in some trouble. LSA is going to hit onto a few. The Rubik steals the stomp, and Sexy Bamboo uses the Black Hole, but immediately hit by the Rage. Here comes the Requiem as well, doing some damage here. Sing Sing in a lot of trouble. He uses the Rage a little bit too late. Did not really have anything else, no infest or anything. There's the stomp into a double edge. Looks like it's going to be a full 5-man team wipe going the way of Buhal after that one. They turn it around. It was really a good stomp into LSA combo from Buhal. They did quite a bit with it and turned that into a kill, and that just goes to show that Beans really cannot afford to... They can't really afford to group up like that. When you are getting that close in on a tier 2 tower, like they all had to back up after getting the Vengeful Spirit kill, and then it was pretty easy for the Centaur to come up with his newly purchased Blink and easily get a nice stomp onto a few, and the LSA was quickly following there as well. So in the future, Beans really have to avoid grouping up, and maybe they can get something off a little bit better. Black Hole also wasted after that last fight, so they're going to look to do things a little bit better here, and they start the battle Roshan. But here comes the smoke into the pit. Shadow Fiend in a lot of trouble. The Nightmare is going to be there. And he tries to get away with the charge. Sexy Bamboo in a lot of trouble. Huge amount of damage, but they will be able to find the Shadow Fiend over to the side. See if they can get anything else. Nice hump for the Centaur on the 2, but it is going to be killed as a result. Here comes Cancel. Can he actually get killed here? Nice dodge of the LSA, looking right for PMA. PMA nearly dead. He's going to get the brain slap off. Boogie nearly killed. Is he actually going to be able to stay alive? He goes in the trees, looking to get back into the fight with the Crush. They're looking for the Centaur right now, though. Nightmare is still on the high ground for Centaur, or rather the TA. And PMA, wow, he's still alive after all of that. He is about to fall to the Light Seer and make it a full 5-man team up the other way. Cancel about to find power. He does. Usually that off for Beamed, and maybe they come off a little bit better after that full 5-man team because they go right into the Roshan pit to try to take this down, popping the Lincolns, and they'll get the corrosive haze on him eventually. So they lose a fight at bottom, take a fight at mid, and they're also going to get a Roshan after it. With that, we've got the Aegis going to the side of Bean. Sing Sing taking a lot of damage from it, but they are going to give the Aegis to a Templar Assassin. They start to make their way into the push at top. They are starting to work towards the tier 2 towers. Solari going immediately. Another black hole up in 43 seconds. Most of these abilities are going to be up. Fiend's Grip, that thing is just ridiculous cooldown. Only 100 seconds, which makes it seem like it's up all the time. You look at Cancel's items, he's got his Blink Dagger and is well on his way to the Desolator. About 1,000 gold away from that. And the push keeps on top for Cancel. He doesn't have his Desolator just yet for some excellent damage to this tower, but, well, there doesn't really look like there's anybody to defend this at all. They've got a trap behind the tower getting a little bit of scouting done, but Buhal, instead of trying to defend this tower, it's going to be a push into the bottom lane. They've got the Shadow Fiend just going ham onto it, and Fiends are completely okay with this kind of trade. If they can actually get the tower, they're taking care of the catapult right now. Also putting a push onto the mid lane. They've got a couple of heroes there. Bottom tower will fall, but this tier 2 tower in top is going to go the way of Bean. See if Buhal does decide to do anything after that. Mid tower is still getting pushed in, and this time it's the, well, they do have Eidolons there a little bit. Sexy Bamboo getting right back into it. So they've got a lot of damage going into a tier 2. Buhal will be able to try to go for bottom. We'll get fortified for now. And, well, we're just trading towers right now. This is a little bit strange.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Both towers are going to fall. And Buhal get back to defend the top lane. That was a little bit weird that they just went for towers. Maybe Bean could have even gotten a fight there. They do have Black Hole back up. You can look at their vision. It's not too great, actually. They see a little bit in the jungle because that's where they are right now. He could be in some trouble. The Dire don't see too much here either. They're going to try to go into their own jungle, and the scan is going to leave just as power gets into that area. So they didn't see him moving in. Where's that vision there? Seeing the Vengeful Spirit moving through the jungle. Not going to go onto it at all there, as most of Buhal are in the area. Trap seeing a little bit for Cancel, but it's a very small range that they're giving vision. Cancel starting to get the push on bottom. He's already gotten his Desolator here as well with those couple of towers that they were able to take, getting a little bit more gold into their pockets. Looking at the net worth, it's about 7,500 in favor of Bean, and XP is a little bit lower. It's close to 4,000, but it's still pretty substantial. We're only 19 minutes in, so you wouldn't expect those to be too big. And Rubik just stole the swap away from Vengeful Spirit. See if they're able to use that in the next fight at all. But right now, at this point in the game, Buhal do not want to fight at all. They believe they're pretty far behind. They don't really have the items that they need. Vengeful Spirit's still getting a lot of damage. Maybe a Dragon Lance for her soon. About 100 gold from it. And Shadow Fiend, he's built his way pretty far up there actually. He's got a Shadow Blade and a Hurricane Pike, so his gold is definitely building up for him. Centaur also making his way towards an Aghanim Scepter. And I guess we could look at the talents a little bit here too. Definitely the Enigma has to go for some more magic resistance. Rubik will be getting a little more gold as well, helping us on the way to the Blink Dagger, but they're going to be able to find PMA and also looking for more at the mid lane. Charge is going to be used to try to get these guys away. There's still some vision of Kikoni using the LSA to get him out, but Kikoni has been slowed down even more with the open wins. Again, avoiding the LSA, and they're going to get a nice swap back, but they're still looking for the Shadow Fiend, and they are able to get him with the double damage. You're not going to be able to do it when he's dead. Beans get 3 kills with the Sing Sing, just posting up the Slardar there. And they're looking pretty good if they try to go for the base here, or they could just go for the tier 2 tower at bottom, which is already quite low. Tackle pushing in through the bottom lane. I don't know if he's been seen at all. Don't know if there's any kind of vision of him. There isn't any vision. It's just going to be a tier 2 tower push from Bean, so they take care of all of the tier 2 towers. Aegis has been really reclaimed, and that's a pretty long respawn, nearly the longest. Centaur came in along the backside. See if he can get out at all. The trap is not going to see him, and very close for Boogie. Already used the Blink Dagger to try to chase down the Centaur. We'll see if Bean actually try to push this in. There is now the BKB on Enigma, so the Bane has a choice. He has to use the Fiend's Grip on either the Enigma or the Lifestealer. Doesn't really get 2 Fiend's Grips, he's only got 1 of them. And with both the Blink and the BKB, Sexy Bamboo should be able to get a really good black hole off in this fight. Hall starting to push out at mid. The vision here for the Radiant is kind of minimal. They do see the Shadow Fiend out there, but they have to know that there's someone in behind. They'll take out the trap. How hard do Bean actually want to go in here? They don't have the Aegis anymore either, so they might just wait for the next one, which is unfortunately for them a very long time. I believe it's just 20 seconds underneath the 11 max time the Roshan would respawn in.
Bottom tower is being chipped away.
So we still have Hall trying to get some farm around the map. They're just a little bit behind Beans, but that deficit is starting to decrease a little bit. But XP continues to increase. At least Shadow Fiend is at level 16. So he's managing to keep up there with the Radiant side. Solari could be in some trouble. Lina has the Yule Scepter available to her, but there is a bit of a wraparound coming in from the Solari. They're looking for the charge. There's the swap, and I believe that Solari is dead. He doesn't manage to get anything off except for the telekinesis. Now the Slardar is also going to be out there as well. Here comes the Sing Sing. Boogie in a lot of trouble. A couple more hits are going to do it. There's the Dragon Slave, which manages to find the kill, but now they're going to be able to get some kind of reaction out. Lina trying to get away. They've already killed off the Vengeful Spirit. The LSA does hit, but it's not going to be able to stop Cancel from killing Lina. It's going to be a 2-for-1, or a 2-for-2 rather. A little bit more gold going the way of Hall, and it's going to allow them to kill off this tier 1 tower nearly, but Kikoni will be hit a little bit. There is the Nightmare for a little bit. BKB used by Enigma. They're just going to keep him out of the fight a little bit longer, and PMA, a little bit of a strange choice to go for the Enigma with the Fiend's Grip, and sure he was BKB, but I would think that in that situation the Lifestealer was a little bit more important. He clearly had enough damage to take out the Shadow Fiend, and through all that the Bane just had to sit there. So while he was Fiend gripping the Enigma, he was just standing there. Like, he was obviously going to die next. Had a very difficult time trying to figure out how to stay alive there. Lina will continue to try to keep the creep wave pushed out with the Dragon Slave, but the tower starts to take a lot of damage from this one. Bane is going to respawn, but doesn't have the Fiend's Grip for another 60 seconds, so Bean's very happy and trying to go in here. Luckily for the Dire side, Enigma does not have his BKB for another 18 seconds. See if they can go in here at all. Blink and the Stomp is available for the Centaur. Looking to see if they can get another beautiful LSA. They're actually going to find Templar Assassin with a huge amount of damage. BKB used, but a little bit too late. Power in some trouble. I think he just goes right for it. Now, are they going to be able to find anything after this? There's the Yule Scepter looking for the LSA. There's a Stomp as well available for the Sing Sing. Actually, it's going to get used there. Boogie with a beautiful double crush on the backside. Jacko trying to get around. LSA misses on literally everything. Centaur nearly dead is going to fall the way of Sing Sing, and they want a little bit more. Corrosive Haze out on the PMA. They're trying to chase him down. He puts the Nightmare out onto the Life Stealer, and they aren't going to be able to kill the racks with all of that. Sing Sing taking literally no damage from the Shadow Fiend there. They'll go in, pie back by the Vengeful Spirit, and I think what that means, you might just try to get away. Enigma in a little bit of trouble. LSA and the Magic Missile will come after the Nightmare. Here comes Boogie though, Infest Bomb in. Sing Sing trying to do some work, but there is going to be a Fiend's Grip, but the Fiend's Grip stolen by Rubik. They're going to go right for the Bane as Sing Sing tries to get away. The swap is going to come right back in though. PMA gets the Brain Sap off, and now Sing Sing in a lot of trouble trying to arm with Toggle to stay alive, but it's very difficult for him with the Urn of Shadows on him. Is going to be able to do it, and he's walking away with Cancel setting the trap and popping it, keeping them slow and out of the fight. Sing Sing somehow getting away with his life, forcing out a couple buybacks from Buhal squad as well. So they've used a lot for that defense. They do keep the racks up though, so it's at least somewhat worth it for them, even though they are losing a little bit of gold.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So we've still got Buhal waiting to do something on the mid lane. I believe there has been some vision of Sword Art on the high ground, but the Shadow Blade comes in from Shadow Fiend, and they want to try to find something on the mid lane. He's just walking in here, maybe looking for the Centaur Stomp. Now the Shadow Blade is going to expire, and Buhal believe they have to get away without any kind of big initiation power. There is going to be there was a TP to the mid lane. Boogie's still there with the Lifestealer inside. Cancel easily taking care of the creep wave, and with the tier 3 tower being down, they can make sure that the shrines fall and give them a little bit more gold their way. Cancel in his items, he's just got a BKB, which we saw in the last fight, and Roshan has respawned, so they can try to take that down now. Few more items for each of the teams. Next one is going to be an Octarine Core for Enigma, so he's able to get even more black holes when he just about dies. There's also an Aghanim Scepter on the Centaur, so all this damage coming through from Bean is going to be decreased a little bit once he's able to build that up and use his charge. They're also going to be climbing every mountain with the Aghanim Scepter, running over everything on the Dota map. The creep wave will be killed a little bit by the wing. Slowed down by the trap, but Cancel goes up to the high ground. He's doing a little bit of damage here. Swap available from the Vengeful Spirit, but there's still the Aegis on Cancel. So let's take care of the Frost Mage, and that racks to fall.
Middle barracks have fallen.
That's all that Cancel wants right now. They start to go towards the top lane. Power still managing to kill one of the Eidolons, but that's about all he's going to find out of that. And now Solari also has the Blink Dagger. You can look at the vision here from the Radiant side. They really don't see a whole lot inside of the Dire base at all, and the Dire don't see a whole lot outside of their base either. So I guess we're about even in terms of vision deficits up the top lane. And about to move in. They've got Cancel again going right for the tier 3 tower. Boogie always on the backlines with the Blink Dagger. It's a refraction, and they're going to go right for Cancel, but remember, he's still got the Aegis. It's going to get popped here though. Where's the reaction? Fiend's Grip was still stolen by the Rubik, and they take the Centaur War Runner out with it. Cancel immediately blinks back, has to be very careful. Another swap available in 30 seconds. There's going to be the LSA hitting onto the Templar Assassin. This is not there as well. Looking to go in here. Sexy Bamba needs to be on point with the black hole, but they immediately burst down the Lina. Templar Assassin taking a lot of damage from this one, not nearly dead though. And here comes Sexy Bambo looking for the black hole. He's just faking it. He can't even find a good one. And he's going to get to the back lines, looking for it onto two. Bane and Shadow being put right in the middle of everything. Cancel taken very low. Is going to be hit with the Brain Sap to kill him. Has the buyback available, but look at the huge amount of damage from the Lifestealer, and they are going to be able to find him eventually with Solari getting the kill. Looking for the full set of racks. They've already taken one melee Rex at mid, taking the full set at top. That's a full 5-man 2-map, and Dire are about to beat that courier apparently. Not really sure what was going on there, but now the full set of racks at mid is going to be taken as well. So it's a double raxing. Lina the only one up to try to stop this push. Bean's about to go for bottom as well. They could try to jump onto the Lina. There's a Blink Dagger available for both the Rubik and the Enigma. They go right in. Lina is going to Yule Scepter herself up, but Sexy Bambo has the Malefice as soon as she gets down, and that is going to be another kill going the way of Bean. She pretty much had to feed her life. They're trying to delay this push. Vengeful Spirit is now available. Bane respawning in 5 seconds. They could try to do something with this, but the next Bean script is only going to be up in another 30 seconds. Racks to fall in bottom. Nearly going to be Megas in this first game of the best of 3 for Beans. They have dominated most of it, and they're just going to call it right now. So Beans will be able to take game number 1 of this best of 3 semifinal versus BHLG, but they still have a little bit more to go before they can make it into the grand finals for the EU region. Remember, the only top team gets out of this out of the grand final. Only one team gets out of this EU Open qualifier. So Beans still have a ways to go, and they've got a little bit more Dota ahead of them. But in this best of 3, we still have game number 2 to come up next. So make sure you guys stay tuned and join us for the next match of Dota between Beans and BHLG. I'm Pithy Lagoon. We'll be right back in just a few moments.